We have shown you a lot of ridiculous projects of the future, but I think this one will utterly shock you. Let's explore Saudi Arabia's new city that literally floats on the ocean. Behold Pangeos. While you might have thought this would just be another artificial island sitting on the waves, in reality this proposed water-treading city would actually be a futuristic-looking turtle ship that would carve its way through the ocean. In order to construct this enormous floating turtle metropolis, it will not be cheap. The ship is estimated to cost over $8 billion to create. Just one look at it and I can tell you this project will blow past that budget. If this city doesn't end up costing at least $10 billion, I'll buy you a turtle island myself. Construction on this project is set to begin in 2033, and they seem to think it will only take 8 years. Could you actually be living here by 2041? That seems really unlikely to me. Yeah, normal city projects get delayed for years at a time. Something tells me a floating mega yacht city is going to be constantly behind schedule. If you're worried about them keeping up with that $8 billion price, they have a foolproof plan to get that funding. They are funding on the metaverse, because when you think of financial success, you think of the metaverse, which has only lost $9.4 billion. Brilliant idea, guys. If you couldn't tell already from the basic design of the place, it is designed to be an enormous yacht that could eat all other yachts. They are literally naming this the Terra Yacht, the largest to ever be built by far. It will be 1,800 feet long and 2,000 feet wide. This would absolutely obliterate the current world record holder. That would be the Assam. That vessel won the record with its 590 feet in length, which seemed a lot more impressive before I saw Pangeos. As far as how it will operate, let's take a look and see. The vessel will be divided into several areas for function. The basement of the vessel will feature 30,000 different cells. This provides the ship with what they call an unsinkable floating solution. Though I gotta say, I saw Titanic, and I'd be terrified of boarding any ship the designers claim is unsinkable. As far as energy goes, surprisingly enough, the enormous luxury turtle yacht is supposed to be completely green. It will have rooftop solar panels on the shell that will partially power the vessel just by itself. It will also summon energy from below the waves. Utilizing ocean power as it moves will allow it to take in even more renewable energy. All of this will be funneled into the enormous nigh high temperature superconductor engine. This will propel it forward at a max high speed of 5 knots. In the center of the enormous city are all of the comforts of home. It will have parks, shopping centers, grocery stores, movie theaters, resorts, beach clubs, and probably much more than we can even imagine. It will even have airports that rest on the top of the shell. They will have curved runways that run across the top of the turtle with terminals that seem to lead back into the vessel itself. There are also helicopter pads available as well. Chances are those will range from the official ones, used for transporting supplies this ship will constantly need, and personal helicopters for people rolling in that succession money who use choppers like the rest of us use taxis. As far as accommodations go, so far I've found that you can go 2 different routes. You can go the traditional route and get yourself an apartment in Pangeos itself. The primary housing options are split into 3 areas of the turtle: the body, the flippers, and the shell. Let's start off with the body. While we don't have any idea what these will be like, I've got a solid guess. Just like any other city, I imagine you'll be able to get a cramped, tiny space for a comparatively small amount of money, but definitely too much for what you're buying. Reports show there will be over 30,000 individual units. In total, they could house over 60,000 guests. Then there are the flipper accommodations. Each flipper of the turtle would be for the epic vistas. There will be 19 vistas and 69 additional apartment spaces on the flippers. Finally, we've got the shell spaces. The rooftop shell homes are 72 individual terraces. Each of these would either overlook the sea on one end or the core of the city on the other. Chances are these would be the main ones advertised, though I'm pretty sure there's one more area we haven't seen yet. The head. Knowing yacht culture like I do, I'd say there's little doubt you'll be able to pick up a huge luxury apartment that's more or less a mansion inside the floating city. You just know they'll have a penthouse suite in the top of the head. Everyone's gonna want to live in the head. The other option could keep you a bit more mobile and comfortable at the same time. The enormous yacht city will also provide spaces, or slips, for you to keep your own private boat. So if you want to bring your super yacht to hang off of this Terra yacht, like the baby tortoise from Finding Nemo following his dad around, you will have the option. Though I imagine the cost of doing so will be about as much as getting your own penthouse turtle head suite. Not that I don't love the idea of living on the back of a giant turtle. Why exactly did they pick a turtle of all things possible? Interestingly enough, this giant floating city has one foot in the past as well as the future. There is an ancient legend, or rather series of legends, that the world itself actually floats on the back of a giant turtle. While that might sound pretty crazy right now, it's not the least plausible of theories people used to have about the Earth. Just Google Hollow Earth theory. This legend is famous for not just originating in one area of the world. It was present in India, the indigenous tribes of North America, and China, all independently of one another. So not only is it a symbol of the past, but a symbol of different parts of the world coming together. Yeah, a turtle was a pretty good idea, actually. The other historic slant comes from the name. If you hadn't already guessed it, Pangeos comes from the name Pangea, or the giant supercontinent all continents split from about 175 million years ago, give or take a year or two. While all of that's cool and all, I still would have put my floating city on the back of a giant dragon. Tell me you wouldn't have moved there immediately. Though I think when it comes right down to it, the main reason they went with the turtle is because it's a universal symbol for peace and wisdom. When you see a turtle, it's a design that's friendly and immediately welcomes you inside. I would imagine they went through several different ideas of what this thing could look like. A giant fish might look like a giant shark, a giant wolf might be too scary. I imagine they went through at least 30 different animals before they landed on the turtle. While this turtle city is certainly awesome, I'm still waiting for the Cloud City Star Wars and Lando Calrissian promised us.